This is a video recorded on May 6th, 2021 by Spiritual Grandpa, Brother Chapel. He was stressed to death August 31st, 2022. And the reason he went to the hospital at Boaz is because it was about 3 days before he was to serve as a witness in the chiropractic doctor John Allen Smith sexual assault case against me. And his personal checking account was stolen from his apartment. And that's the same tactic executed against my mother, Miss Eugenia, when the Supreme Court ruling was released. And they stole $40,000 from Miss Eugenia's checking account. The thief. It's a conspiracy. And it was designed to put our property into foreclosure. It was actually $1 million prime commercial real property theft scheme by Marshall County, who then convicted the thief, ordered the thief to pay the county $3,000. No jail time, no restitution for the victim, Miss Eugenia. And after District Attorney Steve Marshall drug that so-called justice out, it's just the Ku Klux Klan, folks. That was Steve Marshall, who met with my mother and myself and our office manager before, during, and after that crime. 2 judges had already committed 2 crimes before this 3rd crime. The first judge was David Evans, that allowed a $5 million frivolous lawsuit to go to an Alabama jury for factual review, and it cost us total around $200,000 in legal defense fees, and they found us guilty. It was a rigged jury. It took the Supreme Court of Alabama to stop Alabama from executing a finance company cash extortion, just an absolute finance company robbery by the white male white supremacist against Marshall County, Alabama, USA's first multimillionaire female financier, my mother, Miss Eugenia Rogers Johnson Collins. We're German Americans, and no one should suffer this way. Alabama corrupt officials killed this World War II veteran, and they have tried to kill my family, my mother and me specifically, and our blind friend, by torturing and tormenting and stressing us to death. We've all been in and out of emergency rooms. This is how they do it. It's the judges, the lawmen, the lawyers, the bankers, the chiropractors, all in a feeding frenzy to steal $1 million property, even executing sexual assault. That was done by Sergeant David Atwell after he was caught evidently attempting to plant evidence in our home office after hours with an ex-employee's office key. Then Brian Roberts, another Alabama state agent that identified himself as an Alabama state trooper, attempted to entrap me in Talladega, what we term the Talladega takedown, with illegal firearms, a firearm, illegal narcotics, a narcotic appeal, alcohol on 2 occasions, criminal trespass, DUI. They wanted to jail Johnson, me, in order to rob Collins, my mother, because our mortgage was almost paid off. This is a public hazard warning to Alabama residents. Alabama bankers conspire with Alabama lawmen to plant evidence in order to falsely incarcerate innocent Alabama tax-paying civilians because their mortgage is almost paid off. When I was recently at the FBI in Huntsville, the female FBI agent said, now let me get this straight. Are you saying, for example, someone buys a brand new Cadillac Escalade 2024 for $120,000, and when the bank loan balance is almost paid off, the banker conspires with an Alabama law enforcement officer to plant evidence on that bank customer in order to confiscate that vehicle and ultimately to repossess it? I said, you got it. That's it. And my blind friend, Charles Keith Barksdale, a.k.a. King Sonny, is a living eyewitness to this fact, including an uninvited sexual advance against me by Brian Roberts. Folks, they wanted to say that we were not worthy of our property, and that they are. And they attempted to stigmatize us as sexual predators. That's how wicked these nasty, nasty criminals are. And this is after their $5 million extortion scheme backfired on them in the Supreme Court, where Alabama would have ordered our property seized, knowing that we were completely innocent. We were unjustly accused and unjustly convicted, and then they returned to the scene of the crime to kill us, and it's true. And the FBI knows it. Keep our nation in your prayers and understand that greed overtakes everything. So one more time, this is a video done by Brother Chapel.